My name is Jack.
And I'm Elena. We are so happy to have you here. Today, we are talking about something we all love, food.
Yes, food is a big part of our daily lives. We eat every day, and food is not just about eating. It's about culture, family, and happiness.
That's true. Some people love cooking, some love eating, and some enjoy both. What about you, Jack? Do you like cooking?
I like eating more than cooking. But sometimes, I do cook simple meals. What about you?
I love cooking. I enjoy trying new recipes and making food for my family and friends. Cooking can be fun and creative.
That's great. What's your favorite dish to cook?
I really like making pasta. It's easy, delicious, and you could add many different ingredients. You can use vegetables, cheese, or meat. What's your favorite food?
Oh, that's a hard question. I think my favorite food is pizza. I love how you can put anything on top: cheese, mushrooms, tomatoes, or even pineapple.
Pineapple on pizza. Some people love it, but others don't. It's always a big debate.
I know, but I think food is all about personal taste. What about different types of food? Do you like sweet food or spicy food?
I like sweet food, especially desserts, cakes, cookies, ice cream. I love them all. But sometimes I enjoy spicy food too. What about you?
I like both, but if I had to choose, I would say spicy food. Spicy food has so much flavor. Dishes like curry, spicy noodles, or hot wings are really tasty.
Speaking of spicy food, different countries have different types of spicy dishes. Indian food is famous for its spices. Mexican food is also spicy.
Yes, and food is different in every country. Some countries eat a lot of rice, others eat more bread. Some people eat with chopsticks, others use forks and spoons. Food is really connected to culture.
Exactly, and street food is also very popular in many places. Have you ever tried street food?
Yes, when I traveled to Thailand, I tried street food there. It was amazing. The flavors were fresh, and the food was cooked right in front of me. Have you tried street food?
Yes, I have. When I visited Italy, I tried gelato from a small shop on the street. It was the best ice cream I've ever had.
That sounds delicious. Food is also a way to bring people together. Families eat together, friends go out to restaurants, and special events always have food.
Yes, imagine a birthday party without a cake or a holiday without special food. Food makes every occasion more special.
That's true. Also, food can be healthy or unhealthy. It's important to have a good balance. Eating too much junk food is not good for our bodies.
Right, eating vegetables, fruits, and fresh foods is important. But of course, sometimes we can enjoy a burger or some chocolate.
Of course, it's all about balance. Do you like trying new foods?
Yes, I love trying different foods from different countries. It's exciting to taste new flavors. Do you like trying new foods?
Sometimes I can be a little picky, but I try to be open to new things. Some foods look strange, but they can taste really good.
That's true. Have you ever tried something very unusual?
Yes, once I tried octopus. It was a little chewy, but the flavor was good. What about you?
I tried fried insects once. It was crunchy and not as bad as I expected.
Wow, you are braver than me. Food can really surprise us.
Yes, food can surprise us in many ways. Sometimes we think we won't like something, but when we try it, it's actually delicious.
That's true. I think it's important to be open-minded about food. Every culture has special dishes, and some might seem unusual at first, but they can be really tasty.
Exactly. For example, in Japan, people eat raw fish in sushi. At first, it might sound strange to some people, but sushi is loved all over the world now.
Yes, and in some countries, people eat insects as a snack. It may sound unusual, but they are actually full of protein.
Speaking of protein, food gives us energy and helps our bodies stay strong. That's why eating a balanced diet is so important.
Right. We need protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals. That's why eating a variety of foods is good for our health.
Yes, eating only one type of food isn't good for us. We need vegetables, fruits, grains, dairy, and sometimes a little bit of sweets too.
That's true. And drinking water is also important. Many people drink soda or juice, but water is the best for our bodies.
Yes, water keeps us healthy. But of course, sometimes it's nice to have a cup of coffee or tea. Do you prefer coffee or tea?
I like both, but I drink coffee more often. It helps me wake up in the morning. What about you?
I prefer tea. There are so many different types: green tea, black tea, herbal tea. And it's very relaxing.
Tea is great. In some countries, drinking tea is a tradition. In England, they have afternoon tea. In China, tea is an important part of culture.
Yes, and food traditions are interesting too. For example, in some countries, people eat with their hands, while in others, they use chopsticks or forks and knives.
That's right. In India, many people eat with their hands. In Japan, they use chopsticks. And in most of Europe and America, people use forks and knives.
It's amazing how food connects people. When we travel, trying local food is one of the best experiences.
Absolutely. When I visit a new country, I always try their traditional food. It helps me understand their culture better.
Yes, and food brings families together too. Many families cook and eat together, especially on special occasions.
That's true. I love family dinners. It's a great time to talk, laugh, and enjoy good food.
Me too. And homemade food always tastes better because it's made with love.
Yes, homemade food is special because it's made with love. When someone cooks for you, it feels warm and personal.
That's true. Cooking for family or friends is a way to show care. Even a simple meal can make people happy.
Exactly, and in many cultures, families have secret recipes that they pass down from generation to generation.
Yes, my grandmother has a special recipe for soup. She taught my mom, and now my mom is teaching me. It's a family tradition.
That's amazing. Some dishes are connected to childhood memories. For example, my favorite childhood food was my mom's homemade pancakes.
Oh, pancakes are delicious. Do you like them with syrup, honey, or fruit?
I love them with syrup and butter, but sometimes I add fruit too. What's a food that reminds you of your childhood?
For me, it's homemade bread. When I was little, my dad used to bake fresh bread every weekend. The smell of warm bread always makes me feel at home.
That sounds wonderful. The smell of food is very powerful. Sometimes, a smell can bring back strong memories.
Yes, and different foods have different smells. Freshly baked cookies smell sweet. Spices like cinnamon and garlic have strong aromas.
Speaking of spices, they make food more interesting. Some people like mild flavors, while others enjoy very spicy food.
That's right, and spices are used in different ways around the world. Indian food has a lot of spices like turmeric and cumin. Italian food uses herbs like basil and oregano.
Yes, and in Mexico, they use chili peppers to add heat to their dishes. I think spices are what make food exciting.
Absolutely, a dish without spices or seasoning can taste a little boring. Even just a little salt and pepper can make a big difference.
That's true. And speaking of seasoning, fresh ingredients also make food taste better. Fresh vegetables, good quality meat, and natural ingredients always make a meal more delicious.
Yes, that's why many people like to buy fresh food from farmers markets. The fruits and vegetables there are often fresher than in big supermarkets.
That's a great point. Fresh food is healthier too. Processed foods have a lot of preservatives, salt, and sugar.
That's right, cooking at home with fresh ingredients is a good way to eat healthy. Plus, it's fun to cook your own meals.
Yes, cooking your own meals is fun, and it gives you control over what you eat. You can choose fresh ingredients and make dishes just the way you like them.
Exactly, and cooking at home can also save money. Eating at restaurants is nice sometimes, but it can be expensive.
That's true. When you cook at home, you can make more food for less money. And you can also make healthier choices.
Yes, some restaurant food has a lot of oil, salt, or sugar. But when you cook at home, you can decide how much to use.
And you can experiment with different flavors. Sometimes, I try new recipes just to see how they taste.
That's great. Do you have a favorite dish that you like to cook?
I really enjoy making pasta. It's simple, but you can add different sauces, vegetables, or meats to make it special.
That sounds delicious. I love pasta too. My favorite dish to cook is vegetable stir fry. It's quick, healthy, and full of flavor.
Stir fry is a great choice. It's also a good way to use leftover vegetables. Nothing goes to waste.
Yes, reducing food waste is important. Sometimes people throw away food that could still be used.
That's true. There are many ways to use leftovers. For example, extra rice can be turned into fried rice the next day.
Exactly, and overripe bananas can be used to make banana bread instead of being thrown away.
Good point. Food waste is a big problem, and small changes can help. Even planning meals in advance can reduce waste.
Yes, making a shopping list before going to the supermarket helps too. That way, you only buy what you need.
And choosing seasonal food is also a good idea. Fruits and vegetables that are in season are fresher and usually cheaper.
That's true, and they taste better too. Have you ever tried growing your own food?
A little. I once grew tomatoes and herbs on my balcony. It was fun, and the food tasted great.
That's amazing! Fresh herbs make any dish taste better. Basil, mint, and rosemary are easy to grow at home.
Yes, growing your own food can be a fun hobby. Plus, it's nice to eat something you grew yourself.
Definitely, whether we grow it, cook it, or share it, food is such an important part of life.
Yes, food brings people together, whether we are cooking, eating, or sharing a meal. It connects families, friends, and even different cultures.
Exactly, every country has its own food traditions, and trying food from different places is a great way to learn about the world.
Yes, food is not just about taste, it's about memories, traditions, and experiences. And it's also important for our health.
That's true. We talked about many interesting things today, different types of food, healthy eating, cooking at home, food waste, and even growing our own food.
Yes, food is such a big part of life. Before we finish, let's go over some key words we used today. 1. Ingredients. The different foods used to make a dish. Example, fresh ingredients make the food taste better. 2. Spices. Substances like salt, pepper, or cinnamon that add flavor to food. Example, Indian food has a lot of delicious spices like turmeric and cumin. 3. Aroma. The smell of food, often a strong and pleasant smell. Example, the aroma of freshly baked bread makes me feel at home. 4. Tradition. A habit or practice that people pass down through generations. Example, in my family, baking cookies on holidays is a tradition. 5. Healthy. Good for your body, nutritious. Example, eating fresh vegetables is a healthy choice. 6. Waste. To throw away something that could still be used. Example, we should not waste food. Leftovers can be used the next day. 7. Seasonal. Food that grows at a certain time of year. Example, eating seasonal fruits is better because they are fresher and cheaper. 8. Experiment. To try something new. Example, I like to experiment with different ingredients when I cook. 9. Homemade. Made at home instead of bought from a store or restaurant. Example, I love homemade pasta because it tastes fresher than store-bought pasta.
Great! These words will help you talk about food in English. Try using them in your own sentences.
Yes, and that brings us to the end of our conversation today. Thank you for listening.
We hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you liked this podcast, please like the video, leave a comment, and share it with your friends and family.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more English learning content.
See you next time.
Goodbye, everyone.